Well, today is December the 31st, New Year's Eve. Dispatch received a call about 7:50 this morning, and you've got an RP stating that their landlord is looking in their window, and we're talking about a camper trailer. So a deputy shows up about 8:12, 22 minutes. We have 966 miles in Lincoln County, so obviously it takes a while sometimes to get there, and that's really not a bad response at all. Other agencies backed up. Wellston PD, Kickapoo Tribe was here. Iowa Tribe. Also saw Pot County Sheriff even came up, Freeland, which was nice. Dispatch had about 8:24. The deputy responded that one fighting and shots fired. So apparently the landlord was confronted by the deputy about this trespassing complaint. There's a little tussle. The guy ends up, I don't know if it's more of an argument. We haven't interviewed the deputy yet, but just kind of what witnesses are telling us. The suspect goes in the house, comes back out. He's got a firearm, and he points it at the deputy. The deputy shoots him. He hits him in the arm. I don't know if it's left or right. I haven't heard anything like that. It's not life-threatening. He was transported by ambulance to a hospital. I don't know where that is at this point. You know, that's not one of my major concerns. We've got a deputy that, also went with him, and we'll be collecting his clothing and everything like that, and we'll bring him back to the jail because they're going to be filing charges on him. Most likely be felonious, pointing a firearm at law enforcement or anybody. I mean, it's a felony. One of the neighbors apparently had talked to the suspect. Once he got shot, he went back into the trailer, and obviously we're waiting for more backup to come in. He's talking to a neighbor and was saying that he admitted pointing a firearm at law enforcement, said he was scared. So, how all that plans in, obviously it's not a very good idea, because anybody points a weapon at you when you're on a call, you're in fear for your life. So therefore, you're justified for lethal force. Any questions or anything?
Let me just try to clear it up. So the landlord wasn't the suspect. The suspect was somebody living on his property.
The landlord is the suspect.
The landlord is the
He
suspect.
owns
Yeah.
the property. Okay.
He owns the property. He rents a trailer. He's got 2 renters, I think, on his property.
Does he live on this property?
He
with
does.
them? So he has one, a house or a trailer?
Yes, apparently he's in the process of evicting these people, and they said they were, trying to move out, and then he is down there, doesn't knock on the door, and he's looking in their windows. I mean, I think anyone would be concerned about that. So that's the information we have. So when we show up, you're trying to get both sides of the story, and then it got weird, and this guy, gets into his house and comes out, and he points a gun at the deputy.
So the tenants called, said someone was peeping.
Yeah.
And then the police show up, or it was the sheriff show
Yes.
up. And then the landlord comes out with a gun.
After it is
He's
altercation.
outside talking to the deputy.
Yeah, but
So
then
they
he goes
made
back
it clear
into
it was
the
the landlord. Yes,
Okay.
he goes back in his house. And,
Okay.
as far as, someone saying, hey, they're looking at my window. Well, do you automatically arrest them? No. You have to interview both sides.
Yeah.
And at that point, you don't have enough PC to arrest the gentleman. And then he ends up going in his house and comes back with a gun, Frustration. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why do people make bad choices? Your guess is as good as mine.
You mentioned that they were in the process of evicting those 2 tenants, or the tenants. Was there a formal eviction notice?
No.
Or was this just
This
somebody...
is him doing it on his own.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I was out, I worked Sunday helping out. We had a deputy that was sick, and I actually made a dog call. He was having issues with his dogs with the neighbor across the street. And I actually talked to the gentleman. Seems like a pretty nice old guy. But he was telling me then he was going to be in the process of moving out his renters. Well, there's a process that, everyone has to do anymore, and you have to go through the court system, to get a writ to have somebody removed. And apparently it sounds like he wasn't going through that process, and he had told them that, you need to get out.
And you said what time was the shot this morning? 10?
Well, the call was at 7:50. The deputy got here at 8:12, and 8:24, 0824 is when he contacted dispatch, shots fired.
It was just the deputy. That was just one shot was fired, right? Or was several shots fired and one of them hit?
I think there's going to be several, but as far as I know, he was shot one
And it was
time.
just the one deputy, he didn't have a partner
No,
or anything?
he was by himself at that point.
So that's a very scary
And then
situation.
it is, and then after he's shot, he goes back into the camper, and then that's when you're waiting for some more help. I mean, that's never a good situation going into somebody's house if they've got a firearm. We've had several of those here lately, people that might be suicidal, and if there's no one in the house that's in danger, do you really want to, what can you do? It's not against the law to shoot yourself, right? Suicide's not a crime. I think it's a bad idea. I would never advise anyone that was a good plan. But anymore in law enforcement, you've got to look at things differently. And when you know it's a bad situation, you definitely don't want to go in.
And
So who went back in after they were shot? The landlord went back in.
Into his house,
And
yes.
then that's when they took him to the hospital after, or?
Well, I'm not for sure exactly how that transpired, but after other people came in, they ended up arresting him and transporting him. By
Did he come,
ambulance.
I guess he came out on his own after?
I haven't. Here's the deal. The officer that's involved in a shooting, no matter where it is, they need 3 sleep cycles before you interview anybody. Because they claim that you only want to talk to somebody one time, and you want to make sure in a high stress situation like this that they're going to be able to explain exactly what occurred. I mean, that's pretty much 101.
is he put on leave, the deputy?
Yeah,
I
he-
figured it comes.
And this is his Monday, so he's gonna be off for New Year's Eve and all that stuff. So I guess I'll be working tomorrow or something. I'm just saying. Small county, you do what you got to do to make it work, right?
So hopefully nothing will happen tomorrow. Maybe get it out of our system.
I don't know if you can guarantee anything.
Are you
We got
able to have the-
37,000 people that live here. There's a lot of stuff happens.
Are you able to have the name of the suspect at all? Is that possible?
We're not gonna probably give that out right this moment. I mean,
Did you say he was an older guy, Caucasian?
I'm an older guy. Everybody's older, right? I'm assuming he's in his 60s. I couldn't tell you. That'd be my guess.
Do you have the exact address? Might just be my fault not knowing.
The address out here?
Yeah, is that okay? I know the street.
Yeah,
but the
let me see it.
home
Oh.
address. Sorry.
I don't know it by
That'd be my
heart.
last really question.
What you have in there, address?
The address on the CAD system shows 101152 South 3376 Road, and I think it's a
That's
Meeker.
what we have, right?
Okay.
Is that what you guys
So,
have?
Sorry.
So as soon as we get the crime scene, finished, and we pull out, I mean, obviously you guys always like to go talk to people involved, and hey, that's a nice thing about the First Amendment, right? Do what you need to do. We're not trying to hold anything back. The deputy does have body camera footage, so there'll be a point, I guess, if you guys are going to want that, you'll be able to get it. We're not going to hold anything from you. I mean, we're here to work with you.
Yeah, thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah.
How long do you guys expect to be out here for?
I don't know, 2 weeks? No, I'm just kidding you. I think probably a couple of hours. We just got a search warrant signed, so once we go through that process, it's an outside scene, shouldn't take very long. We've got where the suspect was, where the deputy was. That is something that we did ask the deputy, because it sure makes it easier on working the crime scene if you know where he was positioned at to try to recover casings. We did get the firearm from the deputy. It's going to be submitted right now. It's in the process going up to the OSBI to be, tested, and then that we'll have that part and we'll give his gun back to him.
What kind of gun did the suspect use? Do we know that yet?
I don't. It's a handgun, I believe.